I think I did it. I think I've started the show, Josh.
We're live. We've done it. Okay, so I'm gonna cast us off here. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm just making sure people are actually show. I know there's people. It's working.
There's
I
people.
did it. We did it.
Amazing. Well, I am first of all thrilled to be here on Talk Shop Live with my dear paranormal investigator, the star of such hit shows as Kindred Spirits. You may know her from Ghost Hunters. You may know her from her thousands of personal appearances around the country every year. And so I am very excited to be here because really the only reason I'm here is this is the only way that Amy and I get to hang out because we're
It's
both
actually
over committed.
it's actually true. We're both in hotels.
Yeah. What hotel brand are you in this evening?
Maybe Staybridge Suites.
Very nice. I'm at a Spring Hill Suites. We're both in a suite tonight, though.
We are in suites.
Amazing. And you are, I believe, in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, Penhurst Paracon. I'm here. You were here last year.
Penhurst Paracon. For people who don't know, Penhurst Paracon is a thing. Like, how many attendees are expected this weekend to give people an idea?
11,000.
Good. It sounded a lot like you said 11,000.
I said 11,000. I did.
Unbelievable.
And they were all in my line today.
Amazing. That's amazing. I went last year. I had a blast. It's an awesome event. I, meanwhile, am here in beautiful Vernal, Utah, which is very dinosaur heavy. If you've never been here, there's a fiberglass dinosaur in every block here in Vernal, Utah.
It's amazing. I went there for Phenomicon in September, and I'm going back this September. So I will be back in Vernal, and it is something to behold.
It's awesome. I have to say, like, I had no idea about this place, and I had no idea about Dinosaur National Monument, which is nearby, and it's maybe one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And I feel like it's a sleeper. Like, a lot of people don't really know about it, and it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed it. And I did try to tell you, there's a brewery in town, and it's actually delicious. They have really good food. I don't really drink beer, but I was very happy with the food. So if you're hungry,
like, you could tell that someone travels too much when they've got a beer recommendation in Vernal, Utah. Like, that's when you know someone travels a lot.
I know. It's
okay.
true.
Let's talk about why we're also here. We're here to talk about your amazing new book. You have, of course, written a new book that is called, let me hold it up here. It's called The Book of Mormon. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I'm in Utah. It gets very confusing. Hold on. No, that's not it. It's this. It's Cuisine to Kill For.
Yes.
Recipes and true crime stories from the world's most haunted places.
Yes.
And I've been off the grid for the last 3 days camping, and I just got back today to my hotel to find this waiting for me. And I just want to say, first of all, before we even talk about this thing, how damn good looking this book is.
It is. Okay, so you have one of only 7 copies in existence.
Can I sell this thing tonight for profit?
You probably could. I know that people, like, if they order tonight through TalkShopLive, they get an autographed copy when it comes out. But yeah, this right now it's a very precious commodity. So, but thank you. It is, the design and stuff is not like, I wrote it and did the recipes and everything, but then the design was all the most incredible design team ever helped with all of this. So
yeah, it is stunning. So okay, so let's talk about it. Like, the first line of this book, which I think is like the best kicking off point here, is you write, over the last few years, food and death have become my life. So can we talk about this? How did Amy Bruni, paranormal investigator superstar, become best-selling cookbook author? Like, how did this happen?
Well, weirdly, I was inspired by Lizzie Borden's meatloaf recipe. I saw a recipe.
Well, we've all been inspired at one time or another. Who hasn't?
I mean, who wouldn't? It was inspirational, but mostly it was inspirational in the sense that I was like, this looks awful. I wonder what it tastes like. Like, I saw it and I just thought, this recipe. So Lizzie Borden, the way she makes her meatloaf is, she puts all the meat in the things.
Finely chopped, I'm assuming.
Oh, very funny. But the way she makes her meatloaf is she like floats it in water with like onions and stuff. So by the time it cooks, all the onions and things have like congealed on the top. And I just thought about that and I realized how many locations have some sort of food or recipe connected to them. And I just started digging. I spent years on Food to Die For, the first cookbook, just digging up recipes associated with haunted locations based on that one alone.
So for folks who don't know, this Cuisine to Kill For, this is your second outing. Your first book, Food to Die For, came out a few years ago now and was like a big hit. Like,
yeah,
it did awesome.
It did. And it's crazy to me that so many people are like, food and ghosts and murder and yay. And they just love they love it.
You find Lizzie Borden's meatloaf recipe, and I know also do love to cook, right? So you decide, okay, I'm going to write a cookbook. And so for the first outing, for the first book, like, was this an easy thing to do as a first time cookbook writer? Was this a challenge?
It was a huge challenge, actually, because Josh, when they tell you that like some of these recipes, most of the rest in both books, many of the recipes are delicious. Most are delicious, but some are very historical. Like, you're kind of going down this path of this, but you also have to test them all and taste them all. And like, for me personally, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a pescatarian. So I don't even eat like meat other than fish. So I have a great writing partner, Julie, who she got to test as a gift. I did let her test all the cocktails, but she also had to test all of the meaty recipes. And so, so it is a lot of work because you have to take these historical recipes that maybe the measurements, the ingredients, like these are made for another time, and make them into something that we can make now, and using the ingredients that we have now. And then also like Cuisine to Kill For is international. And so there's a lot of recipes in here that are not only historic, but they're from other countries. And so just cooking methods, ingredients that I was not super familiar with, and but like try to make it as accessible as possible for everybody.
And you wrote the first book and it came out. What was your expectation of how it would do?
Well, I was blown away. I honestly, what was crazy about Food to Die For is that when I pitched it, immediately people saw it. Like, it wasn't one of those things where I had to take it to a bunch of different places. It was like the first publisher was like, we want, like, yes, we see that vision. And then they got this incredible design team behind it. When I saw the book, I was like, this is special. I didn't really understand how special it was until I saw the book, and then to like follow it up with something just as beautiful, if not more beautiful. Like, once you hold it, like, this is like it's an heirloom piece almost. It's just, and as much as like I want to take credit for that, I think that the visual part of it is a huge part of like why these are so special.
It really is. So like, folks who obviously haven't seen this yet, it is filled with these incredible recipes and stories about different places and different historic and haunted places around the world. But it also is beautifully designed with this amazing food photography and cover art. Emily Dorio, is that her name?
Yes, yes.
I mean, the photography in this book is like, look at the cover, like, it's awesome.
Yeah. And so I know, how you get dailies. Like, I would get they spent a week shooting this in a studio in Nashville. And so every night they would send me the dailies of what they shot that day. And I was like, I get weepy. would get misty. It's just like, this is so beautiful. Like, and they knocked, that whole team knocked it out of the park. And these books would not be what they are without them.
Okay, so Food to Die For was very much this intersection between food and ghosts. This book is more than that, right? So Cuisine to Kill For, now we're not just talking about ghost stories and food. We're also talking about international venues, as you said, but also we're talking about true crime, right?
Yes. So that's what we introduced this time. Is the biggest thing was with Food to Die For, it was all domestic locations, but it was surprisingly, like, really, people really loved it internationally as well. And we got a lot of requests for international locations. And then also, I love true crime. Like, I'm really into true crime.
Everybody.
And so I had already been kind of studying true crime hauntings, like true crime related hauntings, just because I feel like they're a different kind of haunting to begin with. Like, it just, it's just a little different. And so I thought, what if we just focused on true crime hauntings? So in this case, you go back so far, like to noble crimes, you're dealing with like the Tower of London, and and it's like it's so fascinating, the history that goes along with it. And I love history as much as I love ghosts. And so, you've got murder and ghosts and food, and again, people like all those things a lot, including
Totally.
myself.
Okay, so I again have got one of these super special editions of this book, and I literally came back from the wilderness hours ago. So I'm kind of like opening this
Yeah.
for the first time. But I'll tell you what's amazing to me is like my whole job obviously is about the unknown, and I investigate lots of mysteries. But the most incredible thing is I just can't believe all the years I've spent on the road and going to these interesting places. Every day I learn about some awesome place I have never been to or never heard of still. Like even right here, like Dinosaur National Monument. I was saying like
Yeah.
this it was like off my radar. And it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. There is stuff in this book, places in this book I have never heard about. Like I have never, and I also want to talk about food that I love because you have a bunch of recipes in here that are like right up my alley. I have like never heard of, I don't know why, I don't know the National Exchange Hotel in Nevada City, California.
Oh, yeah.
So
You would
tell
love that
me
place.
about the National Exchange Hotel.
So the National Exchange Hotel is in like the heart of gold country, right? And actually my sister was married at that hotel. And so as soon as I walked in, I was going there for my sister's wedding, and the front desk thought I was going there to investigate. It's like, are you here to look for ghosts? I'm like, actually, I am a bridesmaid. So but and it's got this really cool history of obviously the gold rush and whatnot, but there's been a couple of murders in the building. There's stories of people who have like taken their own lives there over the years, and like very recent activity nonstop. And they have this incredible soup recipe as well, and so they were very open to working with us.
I am a major sucker for a great French onion soup. I seriously am. This is like one of my, oh wait, you're drinking?
Josh, after the day I've had, my friend, this was all that's keeping me going. And you.
Oh, okay. So
and
if
you.
you do happen to hear is something on my end, that don't pay no attention to that. That's just like
cheers. Remember the time we made Bloody Marys on a live stream for people?
Yes.
That was fun. Yes. Cheers.
Okay, so back to French onion soup. Literally my fave.
Yes.
And so do you stand by this French onion soup recipe? I assume you do. You put it in your book.
100%. Yes. Don't you like how they did the instead of another picture of French onion soup, they like deconstructed it for you too?
It's amazing. They've got
so
you got
beautiful.
your onions hanging. You've got your murderous knife in the Gruyere cheese.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And another like, can I tell you my favorite food in the world, which is in here?
Oh, what is it?
My favorite food in the world is a really well-made penne alla vodka.
Oh my gosh! Wait. Okay, before I tell you this story, people are asking how to get the book. If you guys, there should be a link in the description, and you can pre-order it right now, and you'll get it signed by me. So that's we're introducing this to you, but like, this is your chance to get an autograph copy because I'm not really doing that. So that's, yes, not to sound like we're a QVC host, but I just want to let you know that. So, okay. So that restaurant is right by my house. It's called the Valley Inn. It is the one and only time in the history of America where someone was executed based on the testimony of a ghost. And it is one of my favorite stories in the book, and I know it very, very well. And I tried to get them to submit a recipe for Food to Die For. The guy who owns it, his name is Joe Ochi. That building was built in like the 1700s and was owned by the Cornell family. So Joe Ochi's parents bought that restaurant, that house in 1959 from the Cornell family. So only two families have ever owned that building. But anyway, so he's kind of a crotchety old New Englander. And I asked him for the recipe for the first book, and he was like, absolutely not. And I go in there a lot. And they were on Kindred Spirits. We filmed there, right? And so then he saw how well Food to Die For did. And I said, well, I am doing a true crime one next. And so I kid you not, we went in there multiple times. I sat at the bar. I was begging him. he finally handed over this penne alla vodka recipe. It took me 5 years to get it from that family. So it is so good too.
Look at this.
Yeah, it is so good. And it, I'm glad I didn't get it, like fate worked out. I think they were meant to be in this book. And so I took it in and showed him the very first copy that day. I went straight to the restaurant and showed him, and I went back in the kitchen and showed his sons who were cooking and stuff. Like that was a super special recipe for a lot of reasons.
I love it. Okay, we've got all these people who have questions here that we've first of all, I can't believe the number of people who just want to agree that French onion soup is the best thing. So hello from New Hampshire, and lots of hellos to Amy. Folks want to know, will it be available in stores at some point, the book?
Oh yeah, it releases July 28th. And so you can get it in stores anywhere books are sold. If you want it signed, pre-order it from TalkShopLive, and it'll show up the day of release. And let me show you. I actually printed this. So they come with a book plate inside, signed by me. And this is a printout of it, but this is what the book plate it looks like that will come with the book if you get it through TalkShopLive.
Now mine was not signed. It was an oversight, I assume.
Yes. Sorry.
Or do I have to buy another copy?
I'm probably going to send you another one. I did send you cupcakes today.
You did. I did. That was the other thing. I literally came out of the wilderness, and there was a copy of this book and a huge box of cupcakes, of which I got one. My crew ripped out of my hands because I don't feed them very well, and so they've been eating dirt for the last 3 days. So,
they'll remember me next time I come around. They're like, "Oh, she's the cupcake one." Mm-hmm.
They totally will. Okay, what else we got here? Tracy writes a bucket list for food and places. I love that. Right, that it's a cookbook, but it's also a travel book in a way. I love that.
Yeah, and there's places in here that I've never been. Like one of my favorites is have you heard of Hinterkaifeck Farm? Have you been there? It's in Munich, Germany.
I'm not sure you can say that word on a live stream. What is the name of this farm?
Hinterkaifeck Farm. The only reason why I know how to pronounce that,
I don't know it,
is because I had to do the audiobook and I was coached through that word like 800 times. But
so tell me about the name of the farm you just said.
Okay. So Hinterkaifeck Farm. This is a creepy. You can see it weirdly. So I'm just talking off the top of my head here, and so I might have some of the facts wrong. But basically, there was a maid who was working at this farm. A whole family lived there, and this was. Let me see. What year was this? It was like in the early. It was 1922. 1922. So this maid is working in this farm with this family that lives there and stuff. She literally quit 2 days before this happened, this murder, because she said the house was totally haunted. And she was like, I'm not working here. It's super haunted. I'm out. And a couple days later, the entire family is murdered. And they are there for probably a couple, I want to say it was days. It was 4 or 5 days before anyone found them. And so it was the Gruber family. And so 4 members of the family were found in the barn, and then 2 were found in the house. And the person who murdered them lived in the house with the bodies after they were murdered. And they've never found who did it. It's kind of like their Villisca. And and so the farm itself, there's a little monument to them and whatnot, but it's supposedly also super haunted. But what's so wild to me about that is that this maid quit 2 days before citing this crazy haunting, and then everyone winds up dead. So that is a Schweinbraten. It's a roasted pork dish from there. So here you.
Amazed at how many things.
By a pickup, by the way. So there's the.
The photography is so good.
Yeah.
The other thing in this book, along with the French onion soup, if I'm making dinner out of this book, I'm having French onion soup to start. I'm having penne alla vodka. And then, I don't know, I feel like you stole my notes here. You have one of my favorite things in the world, which is booze.
Oh,
you got a good rum punch in here. Rum punch.
Yes.
I'm big into rum punch. This one comes from Rose Hall in Montego Bay in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Rum punch is amazing. I'm up for any tiki tropical drinks. But I've been to Rose Hall in Montego Bay. Beautiful.
I have too.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And that rum punch is delicious as well. So after you take the tour there, so the Rose Hall, obviously, like a lot of the stories there have been proven
They're
to be
literary. Yeah,
false.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
right. But then it's such a fun storytelling adventure. And I think a lot of people go through there believing that all of these murders happened and that she killed her husbands. Um but then at the end of it, the first thing they do is they're like, drink this rum punch. And you're like, okay. So
And you're like, it's all real. It all
it is
happened.
all yeah. So but it is a beautiful place. I'm actually going there in April of next year, but I've been there before. But yeah, it was it's a great story, a great location to visit. And I think they're very guarded about their rum punch recipes. So we found like a local rum punch recipe that's
Well,
probably
I'm a snob about these kind of drinks, and you've got
yeah.
Ray and Nephew White Overproof rum in here, which is solid. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm on board with your rum punch.
Oh good. I'm glad it passed the test.
It totally did. I got my penne alla vodka. I got my soup. I got my rum punch. I'm in, dude. This is all excellent. And then there's all sorts of places in here that I know about, but I've never been to. And you're going to be shocked when I tell you some of the places I've never been to.
I am going to be shocked.
You are. Would you believe, as someone who grew up living in California, that I have never set foot in the Winchester House?
You have not been there?
No.
That's wild. That's what I used to investigate there a lot.
I know. I've never been there. And I'm fascinated by Sarah Winchester. I'm fascinated by that whole story and that whole place. I've never, ever set foot in there. I've also never set foot in the Paris catacombs.
I honestly knew you were going to say that. I don't want to take Chip Coffey's job.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. And that's wild to me. I have spent time there, and it is, it's very unsettling. You're literally just walking through hallways of bones and more bones, and just really thinking about the fact that you are also bones and will end up that way at some point.
Yeah. And for people who don't know, when we say hallways of, but like 150 miles of bones,
it's
like
bones
forever.
crazy. So what you don't know is I don't want to give too much away, but there was a major wine heist. That's why I had to put the Paris catacombs in there.
When you say you don't want to give too much away, do you mean that you stole this wine? That you're
it was me. I did it. I thought, you know what? I am going to go Ocean's 11, and I am going to break into a restaurant through the Paris catacombs and steal millions of dollars worth of wine. But that is actually what happened. So that's in the book.
That's amazing. And of course, the catacombs recipe is a delicious coq au vin, which looks absolutely amazing, which I love as well.
Skull optional.
Skull optional. You don't have to have that with yours. Depends on the company you're having over. And now places that in the book that I do know and that I love. Edinburgh Castle, one of the most beautiful places. Edinburgh in general, I'm all about. That's one of my favorite cities in Scotland. If folks have not been, Edinburgh, put it on your list. It's amazing. And I love Edinburgh because I always say it's like that city is the perfect combination of drunk and smart.
I've never been there, so that's one I've not been to. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it's amazing, and it's got an amazing literary history, and people there know how to drink, which I like. And another place in here that you and I know have both spent time at, I feel like you spent a lot of time at, is the Omni Resort in the White Mountains in New Hampshire.
Yes, the Mount Washington.
You love that place. You love the Mount Washington.
I'm obsessed.
You are.
I tell people when I die, the only place you will find my ghost is the Mount Washington Hotel.
Tell people, I mean, I don't know that you need to sell it because just look at the place, but why do you love the Mount Washington?
Well, I have a long history there, and but it's also, I love the hauntings there. And many people think the princess is the person haunting the Mount Washington Hotel, which I do think the princess is there, but there's so many other ghosts and stories present that people don't know about. But that one in particular, this is a crazy story. And that's why I included it in the book. You've been there. You've seen those two paintings that are by the lobby.
Yes.
And so what a lot of people don't know is that's Joseph Stickney and Carolyn Stickney. Joseph Stickney built the hotel. He died a year later. His wife, Carolyn Stickney, ended up remarrying a French prince and becoming Princess Carolyn, right?
Yep.
And so their paintings are there, and you're like, oh, that's so great. What a lot of people don't know is that in 1898, I believe, there was a murder it was in another town in New Hampshire where this bank manager was bludgeoned to death and murdered and his throat slit. And it was in the newspapers and everything. But what people don't realize is that it turned out his name was Joseph Stickney as well. And so whoever painted those paintings somehow painted the murder victim, Joseph Stickney, and not the Joseph Stickney who built the hotel. So literally that painting
I never knew. That's amazing.
So that painting, that poor man up there is a guy who had his throat slit during a bank robbery. It's not the guy who built the hotel. And it's been up there since like the 70s or 80s. And I actually discovered this fact, and which is the craziest thing. Like, and so, I mean, I should say a security guard clued me in, but I actually verified it historically. I like found the newspaper article and found the pictures, and I was like, holy crap. So anyways, that's the true crime connection there. So
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, from the comments, you learn something new every day. You certainly do. Love the Mount Washington Hotel. Lots of love for the Mount Washington. I just love that whole part. I love North Conway. I love that whole area.
Same. I have a little condo up there that I just, I love it up there.
Somebody wants to know, are there any desserts? And there are. And in fact, one of them that I would like to also have, that seems right up my alley, from the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, a place that I have spent some time. That place is no joke. Look at this cranberry cake. Come on.
Delicious. So I'll tell you, I'm not giving too much away, but I will tell you guys the story. Obviously, atrocities happened at that place, right? So
yeah, look, for anyone who's never been here, this place, I've spent the night in this place. Never again.
Same.
Never again.
Yeah, that's the one place I thought, like Adam and I were there. We were filming a show, and we were leaving that night, and we both distinctly felt like something was following us. That's the only time that's happened, to the point where we both turned around and we were like, "You stay here. You stay here." Like, and I've never, like, it literally felt that way. But yeah, so that was the cake is an interesting story. What a lot of people don't know is that there were a lot of like different groups that would volunteer their time in locations like these. And in this case, it was a women's group that was local to Weston, West Virginia. And they would, at the holidays and things, they would come in and they would visit with the patients and like sing carols and bring different food. And like, I read some of their journal entries, and it was actually really traumatizing for a lot of these people who went in to volunteer, because they had to see the conditions that a lot of these people lived in. They described how it smelled, how people were packed into rooms and whatnot, but they would try to make the best of it. And one of them, I found their cookbook, that they had published a cookbook that year, and one of the recipes was this cranberry cake. And I just imagined them showing up with this cake at one of these, volunteer kind of missions. And so I picked that. It's such a dichotomy though. Like, but I felt like it was just a little bit of hope in a place like that, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I think one of the reasons that like the book feels like such a natural to me, and I think why the first book does as well, is there is something about food and the past. Like, food is such an echo of our memories and of the past. Like, if you smell something your grandmother used to make 30 years ago, you are like transported into the past, right? Yeah. Immediately. Like, more than any photograph, more than any visual stimuli, like the smell mm-hmm. of food, the taste of food is like transportive, right? So I just love the idea of like all these recipes that were from these places, were once, you could smell these recipes there, you could eat this food in these places. I just think that's such a cool kind of, evocative, ghostly thing. Like, food is like memory.
It's the one part of history that you can just recreate. Like, we can look at photos all day and we can hold artifacts and things from different time periods, but you can actually like go through the act of cooking something just like someone else did historically, and you can smell it. Like you were saying, I actually write about this in the first and the second book, that exact point, that you're suddenly living what they lived in a different way. It's very sensory, and it is your chance to just experience it exactly as they did. And so I do think that's huge. And I said it in the first book, but like it brings the dead back to life. It's just
Yeah.
like you instantly smell and taste what they were tasting, what they experienced, and it is, it's undeniable. And that's why this connection, I think people are really understanding.
Yeah, like there's nothing about this mashup of some very macabre history and ghostly stories with cuisine. Like it just feels like they're married together. It's kind of amazing. Okay, so
Mhm.
comments.
Yes. Oh, you guys don't forget, if you order through TalkShopLive, you do get this autograph. I'm supposed to say that. Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing. You'll get a book plate that will not be this big. It'll be cut down and it'll have my signature on it.
Yes, Birmingham, Alabama just pre-ordered, which is great to hear.
Thank you, my friends.
And hi from Kentucky. How are you? And such nice comments. Food triggers memories. Smells trigger memories. Yeah, absolutely. It's sensory. Valerie wants to know, Amy, what is your favorite recipe in this book? If there's one thing we have to eat in here, what is it?
Okay, so this is a hard one for me. So my absolute favorite recipe in this
Give me a
book,
page number.
I'm looking for it right now to make sure I can get to it. It is, I've actually made it multiple times since my cookbook is already dirty because I started making recipes from it again. Oh my gosh. So it's from not the Liberty. Sorry, it's from Boston. It's from the Omni Parker House. There it is. Baked scrod, page 238.
Yeah.
So this is my absolute favorite.
Oh.
Yeah, and so like I said, I'm pescatarian, so I do eat a good amount of fish. But the baked scrod is just, that to me is, we love cod. Scrod is also cod for anybody who's not a New Englander. But so what is so crazy about the Omni Parker House is that in 1865, famed Shakespearean actor Edwin Booth was starring in Hamlet nearby. And so he was staying there. And during his 3-week engagement, his brother John came to town. And so he went to visit his brother. So John Wilkes Booth went to visit his brother at the Omni Parker House while he was performing in Hamlet, and then went on to go and assassinate Abraham Lincoln. So, yeah. But
for folks who don't know it, this is the Omni Parker House, this incredibly historic hotel in Boston.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
It's amazing. So that, and then I would say my second favorite is the coffee custard. And I'm trying, off the top of my head, I'm even trying to remember where it came from. I'm like, there's a coffee custard in this book in one of these locations that is like, so I'm looking for it. Wait for it. I think it's from San Francisco, if I remember correctly. Coffee custard. Dave, both of us look. There's
recipes.
There's 60 recipes, my friend. So that's
there's a lot of recipes.
It's hard for me to. It is okay. So it's a Hotel St. Francis in San Francisco. So that coffee custard is next level, and it's nice because you make it in these little individual ramekins, and you can just keep it in your fridge when you're ready to eat it, and it is so good and filled with coffee. So very potent.
Speaking of potent, I also love, this is so you. It's like this, I saw this and I just immediately was like, this is so Amy. I love that you have included a recipe that shares a name with your daughter, which is really sweet. And of course, it's like this like boozy ass thing.
I had to, it's called a Tipsy Charlotte, and it's from the tunnels in, or is it's Seattle, or I'm like, where are those
Portland.
tunnels?
Yeah, it's from the Shanghai tunnels. Yeah.
Yes. And so I had to make this thing and tell her she couldn't have any because it's absolutely drenched in booze. And I was just like,
so but honey, I'm putting a recipe in named in your honor.
Yeah, it is. But did you find the reindeer fart?
No. Wait, what are you talking about?
There's a recipe called a reindeer fart.
I did not see that. Wait, what is a reindeer fart? What are you talking about?
I promise it's there. It's from a place called the Red Onion Saloon in Skagway, Alaska. And they have a shot there called the reindeer fart. And wait, let me find it. It's in here. Oh, it's on page 176.
176.
So I've actually been there. And so it used to be a bordello. And,
Oh, yes. The reindeer
yes.
fart.
Yes. And it's actually like, I don't really do shots. I'm a, you know, I like wine.
Sure.
Oh, come on. You know me. When have we? I was trying to think. Have we ever
Never.
done shots together? No.
So.
But yes. So
not that I remember.
We probably don't remember. But yeah. So yeah. So this is the reindeer fart, and it's minty and Christmassy, and from Alaska, and I had to test that recipe actually. Many times. Many times.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny when I was doing the talk show on Discovery, because it was a pandemic project. The first like month or two that we did it, I was literally filming it in my house alone and just setting up my own cameras. And I did a cocktail every week on the show, and I would have to make it over and over again to get different angles of it because I didn't have enough. I did a close-up pass.
You had to do that.
Had to. And the first time I did that, I got so drunk that I had to like stop filming for the day. I was like, I gotta get some more cameras in here. I can't keep remaking these drinks.
I mean, I find that those mixed drinks, they will get you.
They'll get you
quickly.
A rum punch will get you.
One rum punch is all it takes for me anymore. Or
6. It's the kind of thing like a rum punch. All those tiki drinks, you're like, oh, this is like, it tastes like candy. I have another one. It's no big deal.
That's where I go to tiki bar sometimes with Steve and Dave. Steven, and they love a tiki bar, and I get ruined.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's easy. It's easy to
We went to Hawaii, and we went to Duke's, and we had tiki drinks. Mm-hmm.
You and me and Adam was there too, right?
Yep, it was Adam's birthday.
That's right. It was Adam's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so places that I never knew about. Let me go back to some of those. I never know, like, what is Poor Red's Barbecue in California? Why don't I know this place?
Can I tell you a secret?
You can tell me anything you want.
I'm filming there next week. We're shooting a show there.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. And so
Poor Red's Barbecue, El Dorado, California. I don't know this place.
You would love it. Like,
really?
You would love it. Yeah. So
Poor Red's Barbecue.
I've been going there since I was a teenager because it's right near where my family lives. And so back when I first went there, they would only give you change in like silver dollars. And so every time it was our birthday, my stepdad would bring us there, and he would make sure he got as many dollars as we were turning in silver dollars for us. And so it's really special. But they have a drink there called the Golden Cadillac, and it's kind of a rite of passage. It's quite the drink. And that's the recipe that's in here. But so they are the single... they sell more Galliano and go through more Galliano in that establishment than anywhere else in the world, because that is like in the world, because that is the main ingredient in that drink. And so that place, I mean, there's stories of like Frank Sinatra going there because it's right between San Francisco and going up to Lake Tahoe. Right. And back in the day, that was the street people took. They didn't have Highway 50, which I'm sure you're familiar with, but like they would take that street up. And they would stop at Poor Red's. And Poor Red's was actually, it's named after someone named Red. He won the restaurant in a poker hand. And it was a bar. And so you used to go in and you would have to look at a kind of a chalkboard on the back wall, and you would give them your order and you would sit and wait, and then they would call you back to go eat and whatnot. And now it's a little more refined, but not much. It's very much a Harley bar. But it's so fun. It's very haunted. I've investigated there before, but that drink, the Golden Cadillac, it's one of those things that like it's very like, it's got a licorice, taste to it. Delicious, really cool spot. Really great history. So
awesome. Okay. To the comments, Rosie loves Dukes. Who doesn't? Various folks are asking, will they be able to get the book worldwide?
Yes, actually. So that's a big thing. Yeah, it is going to be released internationally as well. So, and I think the release date is similar. It's very close. I'm pretty sure I'm doing a signing in London in August. So, yeah.
Okay, great. So lots of questions about that. We got that answered. Someone, Oh, the sour toe cocktail somebody mentioned. That's a drink that is not in your book.
What
That
is it?
It's called the sour toe cocktail. It's a drink in Dawson City, I think, in the Yukon. It's a drink that has a human toe in the bottom of it.
That sounds awful.
It's a rite of passage also.
Wait, why? So does everyone have the same toe and they just keep passing it around?
Yeah, the toe comes out and then goes to the next one.
Did you do that?
They don't have an unlimited. Yeah, I did it. They don't have an
unlimited. No, you didn't.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. And the toe has to touch your lips in order for it to count.
I am disgusted.
I know. And yeah, it's true. It's a real human toe.
We don't have toe shots in my book, my friend.
I know. That's a good thing.
Worry.
You don't want to, because it's hard to source.
Well, we're just more refined. We have reindeer farts.
That's right. Exactly.
So,
yeah. Okay, so my next thing is I have never. Oh, there's also a bunch of places in this book, like that. I think you've been to Bran Castle, yes?
No,
you haven't been to Bran Castle.
No,
and have you been to Huska Castle? I've never been there. That's in your book.
Nope. Yeah, but so the black kuba is really good. It's a great recipe.
Yeah. Huska Castle is one of these places I've always wanted to go to. For folks who don't know, it's in the Czech Republic. Is that right? I think.
Yep, it is.
It is. It has this insane history and this legend associated with it as being sort of like perched on top of a gateway to the underworld, to hell itself. And that it was because it's built in this place where there's no reason to have this hugely fortified castle.
Yeah, it's like it's so bizarre, and like but there's not even like actually anything in it. I believe like it's
right.
Yeah, it's a really wild story.
We featured it on Expedition Files or one of my shows, but I've not in person been there.
Well, it was made to contain demons. That's what it was made for. Did you just say that? And I'm just ignoring it.
No, I said it was perched on top of hell.
Yeah. No, it was literally made to like contain the demons. So yeah, black kuba is what it is.
Black kuba is the recipe, and I don't know anything about black kuba. What is black kuba?
It's a great side dish. Honestly, this is something I never expected. Like, this is one of my favorite recipes, actually. It's pretty simplistic. It does feel like you are eating something that is very historic, but it's a great side dish. I feel like people could use for a holiday meal. Like it's barley and dried mushrooms and onions. Like I've never prepared barley before I made this, and it's really good.
Cool. Comment says, Amy, I don't even understand that question. Where would go to cook to do investigating? Well, I don't get that. Josh, you need to do more ghost hunting episodes. Sure, happy to. People agreeing that I've eaten some horrible things. True. Can we buy the book in Australia? I assume people will be able to.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And all sorts of nice comments. People are excited that you might be coming to the UK.
I know. I will let you guys know. It's going to be the beginning of August, so I will post all about it. But I'm going on a big adventure, and I think August 7th is most likely going to be the signing in London. So I don't know where yet, though. That's the publisher still arranging.
Someone asks, have you ever made a recipe off of a headstone?
No. A lot of people, this is a thing that like people have discovered recently, but like we've known about it for a very long time, is that some people like to leave a recipe, like they'll put it on their headstone, like a recipe that they were famous for, right? It's almost always a baked good of some sort, but
I didn't know this was a thing.
It is like, and it's been going on for a long time. And so I noticed it like quite a while ago, because I'm clearly in cemeteries a lot. And I just thought that was such a cool way for people to kind of, pass on their favorite recipe or something. But I mean, I don't think anybody's leaving the recipe for a reindeer fart on there. I just keep going back to that because
I know it's in your head now.
It is, but
we have a question. We have a question that I feel ashamed I don't know the answer to, which is, how did you and I meet?
Okay.
Do you remember this? Do you actually know the answer to this?
I am not. I think we met. Remember when?
It wouldn't be in the sci-fi days, obviously.
It was the live show, I believe. No, I met you before I was ever even on television. I'm pretty sure. I met you at San Diego Comic-Con. I went there with some sci-fi friends and ended up hanging out with you for a little bit. But then I ended up seeing you again because
Wait, before you were on Ghost Hunters?
I think it was pre-Ghost Hunters.
Wow.
But I'm not 100. I think maybe. But if not, then it was Fort Delaware. Because remember how I hadn't officially started on Ghost Hunters yet, but they were like, we want you to do the live show and you're going to be in the HQ. And so I was on the Today Show that morning. So I was like, what life have I thrust myself into? and then I I'm on a train to Delaware to do this live show where I'm going to be just sitting there typing. And then the network didn't even work. So I couldn't even see, and they could barely see me anyway. But I'm pretty sure that's how we met. It was either
nothing. Those live shows, nothing worked. It was those live shows were one of my favorite gigs I ever had hosting Ghost Hunters Live. It was they would try to produce the Super Bowl for 25 cents and have this live broadcast from some impossible to broadcast from cement structure.
It was insane.
Asylum
Penhurst. We were talking about it today. Remember how we filmed at Penhurst and it was Halloween, obviously, but we do the drive-up shots the day before, and it snowed frequently the day before, and so all the B-roll that they show in the build-up to the episode is a snow-covered Penhurst, and then we show up and we're like, hey, and there's no snow, and everyone's like, this is all a lie.
Totally. It's magic of television, people.
I know.
So we've almost 1,000 people in this Talk Shop Live.
I know.
So for anyone who's just here, we are talking about Amy's book, Cuisine to Kill For, Recipes and True Crime Stories from the World's Most Haunted Places. Comes out on July 28th, but if you get it right now through Talk Shop Live, you get an autographed edition.
Yes, so you'll get this lovely book plate cut down, obviously, with my signature on it right here. So, yes.
And you'll notice that is missing from my edition.
Well, sorry. I think we have time for one more question.
One question that I think was the one somebody was trying to ask earlier, but I didn't really understand what they were asking, is what is a recipe you would like to cook in a specific place that you're investigating? Maybe as a tool, maybe as a technique.
Can I tell you? So I haven't done this yet with this book. So in the first book, we have a roast from the Perrins. Andrea Perrin gave me her mother's Yankee pot roast recipe, right? And so an investigator actually went into the Conjuring house and prepared that roast in the house. And she was her name's Amanda, Spooky New England. And she said activity happened because they had that every Sunday. And so the act of making that. And so this, I haven't had a chance, but I feel like there's a number of these that you could make. I actually think this is a great new way of investigating. We're going to just start making recipes in spooky places. Yeah.
You're going to have to get some of those kitchens back online in the insane asylums, but still.
Well, Penhurst Asylum, anyone who was at Penhurst this weekend knows that the recipe from Penhurst Asylum in here is called shrimp wiggle. And it was a recipe from the cookbook the cafeteria used to cook for the patients there. And I would love to make shrimp wiggle in Penhurst Asylum. But here's the thing. So the recipe I found was for 50 people, and it had 50 shrimp, which meant every person got one shrimp and some crackers.
It's too thin.
I know. So anyways.
So, okay, I know we need to wrap it up soon. I will tell you that, can I just shamelessly shill your book for a second?
Oh my gosh, please. Yes.
Be happy to. So I really mean it, and I mean it because I said it about the first book too. I just think the whole layout, design, not to take anything away from you and your contributions to this book, but the whole presentation of it is so nice. It is the ultimate gift book too. It's just such a cool thing. And I noticed in the back of this one, after listing all these recipes, there's literally, like you said, 60 recipes, you also did these meals where people can courses and do a holiday meal or an apparitions and appetizers night, to put all these together into an evening to make a fun thing out of it, which is so rad. It's so cool.
There's the holiday one. They did a whole spread of the holiday meal.
Oh,
Like it's hard to see because of the lighting here, but yeah, it's we just wanted people to be like, with the first book, Food to Die For, a lot of people did have dinner parties, or they would do potlucks where everybody had to pick one recipe and they would make it and bring it to the party. And I was so surprised at how people just really went all out with that book. And so this one, I'm hoping they do the same. And especially with all the holidays coming up in fall, like there's so many opportunities for that. And I don't know, I just like being in everybody's kitchens.
yeah. Well, I have to say, I've told you this privately. I will tell you publicly. I'm very proud of you. It's not
Thank
easy to
you.
write anything. And this is, like you said, it's something special. Like it's really, really nice. And so when I opened it today, even just to behold this thing, like it's really beautiful. So I'm very proud of you, kid. You done good.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
You're the
Okay,
best.
so I know we need to wrap it up here soon. To everybody who has questions in the chat we didn't get to, apologies, but all sorts of really, really nice comments, which we really appreciate. Somebody wants to know the best time of year to go to the Mount Washington Hotel.
Well, if you want to ghost hunt and you don't want anybody there, April is the mud season because that's when it's the emptiest. But the summer cannot be beat at the Mount Washington.
Perfect. People are asking me if any more of those treasure boxes from The Secret have been found. They have not. Many people with warm memories of Ghost Hunters Live,
Yes.
and all sorts of very nice comments, which is great. So, okay, one last time before we sail out of here. The book comes out wide on July 28th, but folks can order it right now and get it autographed. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Excuse me. Order it on TalkShopLive. You'll get it autographed. It will be at your house on the release day with my little signature in there for you.
Perfect. I am sort of jealous that I'm not at Pennhurst right now. I only say sort of because last year was 1,000,000 degrees when I was there. Is it hot and humid there this
It's
year?
beautiful,
Ah,
actually. And I think you should come back next year
I
because
will. I will do my best.
yeah,
I
we're
couldn't
having
do
a
it this
great
year
time.
because we were filming. We're filming now,
Yeah.
so I couldn't do it. But next year, I will endeavor to be there, and we can celebrate your book in person.
Yes, amazing. It's nice to see
All
you,
right.
even if it was just virtually. But I'll see you soon.
Yeah. I'll see you soon, I'm sure, somewhere in the
Yes,
world, right?
yes,
And
yes.
so thank you, everybody, for tuning
Thank you,
in. Anybody over here on
everybody.
Instagram, and Cuisine to Kill For,
All
coming
right,
very
thanks, guys.
soon. Get yours today.
All right, bye.
Bye. See you later.
All right, ending.